All right. Are you ready for part 3 and the final of whatever it's going to turn out to be? What I've done is I didn't do anything with him yet. I didn't even figure it out. So I guess we're going to figure it out as we go along. I finished up and I did a few of the leaves so that it kind of makes your picture, when you look at it, it brings out some of this into this also. And I finished up all the leaves. I did the little yellow stars, the little leaf on top of the boat. And what else did I do? We already did all of these on camera. And we done all the boat on camera. I think I just did these little orange ones. We did that one. So now, now, I'm still thinking about what do I really want to do in this background. And, this is when it gets time to really think about it, because I don't want to mess up what I've already done either, And I was thinking about kind of doing a sunset look of just a little yellow and then a little orange, but I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. So it's okay not to be sure, and it's okay not to have a few little places where my crumbs stuck. So what to do? I'm thinking, how are we going to do? First of all, I need to get him done, period. End of story. Regardless of what happens to him. So I'm thinking I'm going to do his wings in the white. This is my Chinese white Duart. So I'm just gonna heavily coat his wings in white, because first of all, it's going to protect from whatever I decide, however I decide to do the background in this little circle. So I am pressing down hard because I really want it to be filled. Okay, so you probably can't see that, but it is definitely white, and it is filled. So I think I've seen a lot of in Grand Junction, Colorado. I would go down by the river and walk the river, and there were a lot of really pretty blue dragonflies, and they were just beautiful. So let's make him blue. I'm going to do his body blue. So what are we going to use? We're going to use this denim blue because it is a darker blue. Oh, that reminded me of my little puppy. We used to walk down there so much. Had a little white Westie. It was Mother's Day, the night before Mother's Day. And my son came knocking at the door, and he had you know when there's something going on. And so he had something, a little ball or something of white fuzz, and he pulled out in his hand this little white puppy. It was a little white Highland Terrier, a little Westie. And for 16 years, that little dog and I were never separated. Wherever I went, she went. Only 2 times did I leave her. This winter she passed away, and I was grateful for her companionship and everything that she meant to me. She was such a loving and kind dog. She thought everyone, everywhere was her friend, and she got bitten a few times by dogs because she'd just run up and be all happy. And so I had to protect her a little bit. And I was really blessed because she lived a healthy, long life. Not until the last year of her life she started losing her sight. She started losing her hearing. So not until the very last few months did she really show even age. But I knew. So I took care of her because she always took care of me. And that's a sad, sad story. I'm just grateful I had her. I thought about getting another little pet, but I'm just not. I'd be okay with it now. But everything's so weird right now. I just don't want to take on a responsibility of something that, because there is a lot going on in the world. It's almost like committing to raising a little adopted child or something, really. I thought about a cat, but my friend's dog that lives in front of me, he really doesn't like cats much. So I would be brokenhearted if that dog did something to that cat, since we share backyards. I'm just trying to, because these pins aren't really good on the wax. And it's just not working. I did get these, and they work really well, but their tip isn't very, and these are actually to be writing in your Bibles. They're not supposed to bleed through. And I thought, that would probably be really good for your coloring book. So I'm just trying to get his little wing to kind of I'm not pressing it all because the tip is bigger than what I want it to be, but I just want to re-outline his little wings. I know I'm being quiet. I don't want to make a mistake. Sometimes your hand's kind of shaky anyway. Okay, that kind of brought it back through the white. But if you're wondering what this pen is called, it's got like a felt tip. Diver's Bee. And I think they come in a set of 3 or 4. Oh, the main reason I got it out was to do his little eye. So I'm going to make it black, which now you can't hardly see, which is okay. It kind of looks like it's changing colors under the white. Isn't that weird? So I need my white. I always use my little pad to just get it juicy. Just trying to make a dot. Okay. That's weird what that ink is doing to his wing. Well, it is what it is, right? I wonder if I have this blue jelly. I call them jelly pins, but they're not. Some of these I haven't even used, so I have to get that. I'm just going to go down his little legs. Now I'm going to be careful until it dries. This just flows out of here. I've never... Wow. Let's see if we can maybe go over the top of his back. I don't know if you can see how easily that's flowing, but it really is. I almost want to do something to his wings, but I'm kind of, I don't know. I learned that if you're drawing a line, and if I pay attention, I kind of like that. I think we're going to finish doing it that way, outlining him. And this is Soufleur. It's spelled S-O-U-F-F. I think it's an L-E. Soufleur. I got these. They're from Japan. And I got the whole set off of, you know where, Amazon. And I probably had these for at least a year, maybe longer, maybe 2 or 3, I don't know. But it is covering up this pen, and normally I like this, it's just, it's more of a, I'm thinking what size it is. And I'm wondering sometimes if I'm getting the right lid back. It's 5. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was thinking it was kind of like a size 5. And I think most of these are more like a 3. Not all of them, but just got to kind of test them. But anyway, what I was saying, as I said, when you're trying to draw a line, don't look directly down at where you're going. You put your pen down and you look at where you're ending up, and you'll end up there. So if I put my pen down, I'm looking at the corner. I put my pen down here, I'm looking down this line and moving my eyes down. You know what? I think I'm going to like this. This is, in my view, it's pretty. So I'm going to just go right back over everything. This is a pretty blue too, but these do dry a little different color, as you'll see before we're finished. Then it kind of gives it an off-white cast. So I don't know if we can just kind of go over the top just a little bit. Just over the top of these little circles. And maybe over the top of his head. Let's let that dry and see. It might even soak up some of that ink. I don't know. We're gonna try it. But I got quite a few colors. That one was upside down. I didn't even know I had that color. Ooh, that's pretty. And I know somebody said store my pencils laying down, which I do. My paint in the 2-ounce bottles, they're this way. And I'm thinking on that one, because everything is in a jar, so I don't know. Let's see if I can see. I don't know if you can see that. I think this bottom part picked up some of that black, and that black is really more blue. But I think he's going to turn out okay. Wonder what I did with my... I was thinking about my heat gun. All right, so we did all of that. I wonder what these little bubbles would be like. You know, we could do some blue and then even I'm still thinking on the background. That's I guess why I don't know if I just want to take a navy blue like I've seen and go over with a pencil. What is this? This is indigo blue, and go from the outside and then work my way into a lighter color. I'm just, I don't know this second. I don't know. This is Caribbean Sea. So I think just going around the outside of these bubbles. And maybe save some of the tiny ones for this pen. Any kind of a gel pen, or so I'm leaving the center. Yeah, I'm in, because I know I can come all the way down, but I don't need to be all the way down. Let me sharpen this. I can't believe I haven't used this one. This is such a pretty color. And I think I'm just going to save the little tiny bubbles. And we're going to try that. With the gel pen. I'm going to call it a gel pen, but you know what it is. I know they make clay. I've done a lot of clay work with that. Clay named that too. If I don't remember things or can pronounce things correctly, I never went to one school my whole year, a whole year in my life. And usually it was 4 and 5. So I got behind, and it was really hard. I spent a lot of years crying in school because I would be so far behind. I remember when they moved me to Billings, Montana, they put me in a class with, can you believe it, all straight A students. Why? I don't know. And man, did I fight to even stay up. But I never got my phonics down. I missed all of that. I didn't even know. I just didn't know. So I've worked hard to educate myself. I found out I have dyslexia, and things turn on me. And if I get nervous, you might as well forget it. I'm not going to get it right to start with, because then things really aren't right. But I think I've come a long, long way. Overcome, handicaps and things that were hard. These little bubbles aren't taking as long as I thought they would. And they're pretty. He's drying up, so I mean his color's starting to stay. But I have done a few things with these pens, and the color kind of turned a little more whitish than the color that came out right away. And I'm almost leaving a little dot. I'm just going around, and I'm not trying to cover the whole thing. There's like a little dot. If you're doing like raspberry or something, you leave part of it and you just do a little bit of it, and you come back with your lighter color and you fill it in, and then you're going to have a nice gradient of a different color. The stars are out. I'm thinking. Oh, there was the train blowing its whistle. Okay, now let's try, where'd I put it? I must have put it back in the jar. What I'm thinking is using both these colors and rotate them. I can always go over it with something. This one is closer. Now, you probably don't have these, or if you have something similar to them, that's, use that. If not, and you're going to use your blues, pick 3 color blues. a light blue, a medium blue, and maybe even a soft teal like I'm using here. $9.92, which would be a pretty soft teal, would be close to this one. And then this blue, we used 1103, this Caribbean blue. And then, so that would be, let's see, these three would be close. And then pick just another blue that might be lighter. I'm looking to see. Maybe photo blue, $9.19. If you want to do it all in pencil, I'm just messing around here. I don't mean. I just wanted to have fun with these. If you have glitter pens, somebody gave me a name of glitter pen. Shoot, that they liked. Now I have to go back and find it. I was going to look it up on, and it's by Pentel. Okay, I'm that far. Pentel. Had a weird name, but they're glitter pens by Pentel. So I kind of like these colors. And I know you can go over the top. And these bubbles are going to be a little bit shiny, which probably is going to be fine, right? I just haven't been messing with any of the gel pens, or the markers. My friend, that's all she did, and I sent her some for a big set of pencils for her birthday. And maybe it wasn't even her birthday. I don't remember what it was. But she only uses markers. She's the one that kind of talked me into trying this. So I sent her this little, it's a 300, it's a tiny little book. And I send these out quite a bit. And it's the promises. And it was just little. These are all my little colored pencils. But this was what I started doing, and I love this little book because it was easy. I did a little here, a little there. And I haven't been doing as much in here because, well, I got busy doing these other bigger books. But you can see there's lots of fun things. That was my first owls. I erased a lot of them. They looked really funny. I didn't do a good job. I always liked this one. This one I tried in my markers. And that looks pretty, huh? And I think no, it wouldn't be that. Might be the gold pen. I don't know. No, this was the markers. And I was like, okay, I'm not a marker person. If I tried them for a while, maybe. But my parrot, I got it too yellow and I messed up. it's just the idea. If a very kind person told me that, I gave him the courage to start. Now this one I did with those oil pastels, those little crayon looking things. And I think that turned out really pretty. So we are going to do isn't that pretty? I just love pink and green. That is so pretty. Some are better, some are not. I don't know if I did any more back here. There, that one. That one is different, but I think that's all I did. But this little book, if anybody was interested in it, was like $5, and it's not very big, and it makes a nice gift for somebody that you're trying to help do something. You can send them a little book and send them a little box of pencils, and it don't have to be a big set, just a little set. Even the crayon ones, those things are nice. I like them. I just jumped in with both feet with these pencils. I just loved it so much. And I do. I find it just so peaceful to me to just color. And it's peaceful to just visit with you guys and do it. And whether I make a mistake, it's going to come out as if you weren't even watching, good or bad, you know? So you'll see the good, and you'll see the bad, and you'll see the ugly. And I know I'm hard on myself, but I want to do it like different ones that I've seen. I was like, I want it to look just like that. But it looks just like my style. And that's the thing, is it has to look just like your style. Okay, I'm not gonna touch this. We're gonna work on the background. And I think I'm going to go with making it like a darker background. So I'm going to move everything out of the way. My jillions and jillions of pens. And I'm going to start in here with the darkest color, this indigo blue, and we're just going to go for it. And I want it dark, and then we'll work into it being a lighter, I guess. And it's going to be what it's going to be. I've just seen different ones where they've made it black, but I think I just want to make it a dark blue. So let's just start out by doing that. I'll do all these little corners, maybe sharpen my pencil to get into these little tiny spots. And I want it dark out here. I really was hesitating because I was kind of afraid. And what do I have to be afraid of? Just jump in and give it a try, right? Isn't that what I always say? Well, so far not too bad. And I know this isn't something that I'm going to be able to say, oh, nah, I don't like it. I'm going to have to erase it. I've jumped in with everything, and off we go. I know little circles is what Chris does a lot. When I first started watching her, I was like, my goodness, this woman only makes circles. But she doesn't. She did for a while, I think, because some of them that I watched. Well, I think it's going to make it stand out. What I'm not sure of is like when to, change colors. Or do I just keep going with the same color? But I guess we'll face that too when we get to it. I have so many pencils out. Probably because they all know they're going to go get put away and Prisma's coming out. Not Prisma, Polychromo is coming out and we're going to use them for a while. This might take a little while. I guess it won't be any different than like I painted something with a black background that the paper was already that color. And it really made it stand out. Oh, that one with the pink flowers. That turned out really pretty. It's just always scary when you haven't done it and you're not sure. What it's going to be like and if you can do it. But we can do it, can't we? It's just a matter of doing it. And it's just going really slow around all this stuff. And I am pressing a little harder. I may not need to. I just don't want to come back. I want all of these little spots to be filled in and done, and I walk away. You know what I mean? This part looks good, huh? It's bound to get better and better. Okay, ease up on the pressure. Let's ease up on the pressure and see what happens. It'll probably be better anyway. Then I'll say, see, it didn't work. As I see it, I'm going to cover it up before I go very far at all. Just till I get out of all these little tight spots. a little bit at a time. And we're coming to the end. So I know on a normal picture I would come back in and put the leaves down. You know, this isn't a complete circle, so maybe I'm just gonna do that. I do like how all the greens came together. I like how all this came together. But anything worth doing is worth doing well. Be patient. You know what I need? This is one of my little... Very good. Much better. And I did find a pencil. Where is it? A different style of pencil that I have is in a V. Okay. See this one here? It's a V shape. I don't know if you can tell that. And it does make a nicer grip. This one here is just kind of, does have, but this V would be nice, a nice shape. So I'm going to move some things around so I can turn my book around. And I don't want to put all these away. We're going to put them in a jar because the only colors left to do is this little bit of the ocean when we get the sky done here. So here I want to make little circles. And you're going to want to go slow so that you fill it in. I've been wanting to do this, so I'm glad we're trying it. And we're doing it together. Even when I used to color, I would turn somebody that talked on that I enjoyed. And just listen while I colored, and if they said something that got my interest, I would look up and watch what they were doing. But it was still just like they were doing the talking, and then I was doing the listening. So like now's a good time to get your color books out. And be coloring on something if you're not coloring along with me. That's what I used to do all the time. And pretty soon you think you know them and they're your friend. So I just want you to know I am your friend. Well, what do you think? It'll be more when we get down in here. You just got to really take your time and just go in small little places over and over. I don't want to come back and retrace my steps and do it again if I don't have to. So I'm just taking my time and filling it in as we go. Making sure it's good and dark, especially out here on the edges. I'm just thinking if I leave a circle like a moon, why do I want a moon? And if I did do a moon, where would I put him? This is drying up. This is the color it's going to stay. So I like those. Sometimes the smaller spaces are easier because you can't, when you get out here, it's going to feel like you have so much to do. Where right here, all you have is this little space. And I thought about what else I could use to do this, to get this deep, dark blue like I want it to be. And I didn't want it black. I want it to be like a dark sky, not a... And I like the blue. I like the blue a lot. I'm happy that you guys talked me into this. You gave me the courage to try it. So if I can try it, you can try it. You probably have, a lot of you. Just back and forth in little circles, back and forth in little circles, until everything's covered. There's a few spots that aren't covering up, but it is what it is, right? I need more space and I need a drink of water. That's better. Okay. Gotta remember to stay on my paper. Okay. I use this desk for everything. I have another desk by the window. I thought that's where I would be doing my filming. But I'm just comfortable right here. It's just hard to imagine the whole thing being this blue. But it will be. We'll get there. I'm thinking again, guys. I'm thinking I'm going to just do a little bit more, and then we're going to work on the water. And because we're already almost an hour into this, and then I'll do a short one. With it finished up, and maybe just I don't know, because it's going to take a long time to do this. And I know you can do those speed videos. And I told you how to on the last one. If you didn't hear that one, at the bottom right hand corner of your computer are 3 little dots. And if you click on those 3 little dots, there's a place in there that you can speed up or slow down a video. So if you were going through and this was 3 hours long, you could speed it up to where it would go really fast. And you would get through all of this. But I'm not going to put you through that. I am going to finish up most of this, I think, off camera. I don't know how to make it go fast. I don't know yet. I know you can. But with my phone, I know there was a setting in there, but then I have to stop my phone, and then it makes a different, I'm just learning it, so I don't know how to come back and how to put more than one video together, like, you know. This is kind of like the mushroom doing this part. Just making it very intensely dark. We're supposed to get one more snowstorm, and I'm not wanting that. I thought it was going to be nice. But yet, here it comes again, and this wind, and even on the nice days, you can't go for a walk because it's so windy. It's not just windy, it's windy. I lived in Casper, Wyoming for a lot of years, off and on. So, and they call that the Windy City, and it is. Boy, it's a little more difficult between these little tiny leaves and getting it dark in there. You can kind of see the branches. This isn't too bad if you just take it in chunks. And this is, I guess, why I hesitated too, is because it takes so much to do a background like this. But it is pretty. This really takes your mind off of everything. You're not thinking about anything but staying off of the colors. Okay, I'm going to finish this little tiny piece, and then we're going to go work on the water a little bit. And then I'll work on this, and maybe I'll try to figure out how to slice these two together, make like two, and tag this one onto the end. I'll figure it out. I've been figuring it out. I'm finding things I didn't even know that I knew that I could know. I'd say for an old lady, I'm doing pretty darn good. But I always liked technology. No, I did not. When VCRs came in, I had no clue how to set them up. I didn't like it. I didn't want to do it. When I went to work at the stage as a co-manager, that was in Grand Junction, which was a high-end boutique. We only carried one item in one size in each item in the store, on not like ordinary things that you would, like a sweaters in pink, blue, and purple, something like that. No, we had a variety, but prom dresses and specialty things, dresses, and if you didn't get your size, sometimes we could order it from another store. That was a fun job. I didn't know I could do that either, but I did. I remember they, because I had moved to Grand Junction and I got the job, and not that job, but I had taken a different job at a really low end, uh, more like young women, girls, cheap clothing. It was almost, I didn't like working there at all. And I had applied at the stage. And 2 weeks after I started the other job, because I think I was assistant manager there. I'd never been assistant manager anywhere, but I was determined I was going to be. And I got the job. 2 weeks later, the people called me from the fashion bar, from stage, offered me the job, and I said, well, I already took a job. I said, well, how much is this gonna, how much are you gonna start me out at? And he told me, and I said, let me give him 2 weeks and I'll be right over. It was like the most money that I'd ever made. It was one of the funnest jobs I've ever had. We got so many discounts, and oh my gosh, I had so many clothes and I had nothing. I was a little girl who, the only thing I knew was, I didn't know anything about name brands when I went to work there. I used to buy myself a new t-shirt when my kids were growing up, once a month at the Yellow Front. That's the truth. But I learned a lot. I was really, really blessed, and my store ended up second highest, even out of Denver. So we know blessings come when we least expect it. Boy, for years I was giving clothes away. Nice clothes. Well, it's a little faster once you get out in the middle. Said I was going to go to the bottom, didn't I? It's hard to quit and go somewhere else. I'm not a quitter. This is going to be pretty, isn't it? You just got to tell everybody who's made videos ahead of me, thank you for all that you taught me how to do. So I don't care who they were, they had something to offer, you know? I've said this before, but when I took toll painting lessons, somebody had asked, how do you find, they were moving or something, I guess, and how do you find somebody that will teach me like you're teaching me? And she said, what I've always done all my life is I find somebody that I like how they do things. I like how they paint, their style, how their things turn out, their colors, all of it. And then you say, I want to watch you enough to where I learn how to do it. And that's basically what I did. I narrowed it down to a very few that I really liked. And I watched and watched and watched them until I could hardly watch them again. And like one young man told me today, I got to quit watching videos and I've got to jump in and I've got to start doing it. He didn't want to mess up his color books. But as you can tell in my birdie book, I just kept practicing. That was fun in that birdie book because she had. At first I thought, why would you keep giving us so many pages? You know, once you've done it, who would want to do it again? Well, I liked it because you could do it again if you choose to. So some of those pages I might go back to in a year or so and see what the difference is. And I can already tell, not that everything turns out, but I can already tell that I'm getting better and better because the more you try, the better you get. I know I keep saying I'm going to. I just don't want to bore you guys. Okay, let's. Ooh, this is going to take some work. So I'm going to be happy that I jumped in here and did this. So we've already been working in this for an hour. So I think what I'm going to do is finish up the blue and do one more video, and we'll come back and do the water down here. I might do a little piece of it and then we'll do the rest together. I like the bubbles. Don't you like the bubbles? I think they turned out pretty cool. In my dragonfly, I might go over this little edge here where the ink kind of, but other than that, I'm just going to do the background, and then we're going to finish up the water. That way you can see the finished product, not just, but this is going to take me a while. This is just going to take me a while because my hand is getting sore and tired right now because I'm trying to, this is going to be pretty. Just look at that. If I just cover up, isn't that going to be pretty? I'm excited. Okay, so what time is it now? It's 6 o'clock. Oh, I may have to do this one and tomorrow, but It will be tomorrow for sure, if not this evening, to where I can rest my hand and get this one up. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And you guys, you're subscribing. I thank you with all my heart for subscribing, because that's what's going to help build my channel. And more people can see it, and it'll get out. So please subscribe. Tell somebody today that they have value to you and that you love them. And just give them a hug. You know, and smile. Smile at people. They need that. Okay. Well, come back when I get this part done.